I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open and in front of you. And please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, if we have a look before and after the gap, we can quickly work out what kind of word we need here. Just before the gap we've got an adverb. Adverbs modify adjectives and verbs. Here there's no room for a verb, so it must be an adjective, and that's further backed up by the fact that after the gap we've got a noun, a singular noun, group. What modifies a noun? Of course, adjectives do. So what answer do we need here? Lucky. For question number 2, we need to work out what 1.3 million refers to. And it's not a question of what, it's rather a question of who. In other words, we need a personal noun, a personal plural noun. And of course, we're talking about visitors. For question number 3, we've got the language pattern here, which is how, and there's our gapped word, something can be. Well, because of this language pattern, what we need here is an adjective. How plus adjective something can be. And in this case, the adjective that we need is dangerous, and it fits the context perfectly. How dangerous being in such a hot, dry climate can be. For question number 4, if we have a look after the gap, we can see that there is a plural noun. What modifies nouns? Of course, adjectives do. But adjectives can be positive and negative. We have to pay attention to the context. And the context tells us that this must be a negative form of the adjective. So here the answer is inexperienced. For question number 5, easy peasy. Before the gap we've got an article, after the gap we've got the noun to which that article refers. This means that we have to have an adjective here. What's the adjective that we need? Sensible. For question number 6, the word that we need here is right at the beginning of the sentence. So the only thing that can tell us what type of word we need here is after the gap. And of course, this is a plural noun. What modifies nouns? Of course, adjectives do. So which adjective do we need here? Warning. For question number 7, we've got to pay attention to the language pattern. Accompanied by plus noun. And that's exactly what we need here. We need a noun. What's the noun that we need? Sickness. For question number 8, once again the language pattern here is very useful because the verb, or the verb that the operative, the verb that we've got to pay attention to is receive. You always receive plus noun. And that noun is something that we don't have. We've got adjectives, we've got urgent, we've got medical. Well, what do those adjectives modify? Well, they modify the noun that we're going to put into the gap right now, which is assistance.